It's a great day. My name is Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and, revenue focused late night show in the country. We're on a mission, and our mission really is to inspire. Our mission is to empower, and our mission really is to provide you, that's right, you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only Joi. She's on the other side, and she'll be sharing with you how she changed everything. Wow, how to bounce back. I can't wait to get in this conversation. What's going on, Joi? How are you today?
Good afternoon. I am great. I am super excited to be a part of your show. Thank you so very much for having me. Such an honor.
Well, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. And can we just start, if we can? I'm curious. I'd like to get you a view of the world. Why do folks, no matter what age, when they've had a setback, what holds most folks back from just bouncing back faster than they want to?
Wow. Sometimes when you have that setback, it's kind of hard to get back in the groove of things. You have to figure out how. How do I start over? How do I maneuver? It's just kind of hard, but then that's where that she changes everything come from. That's why I developed She Changes Everything. That just kind of flowed together there. So yeah.
Now, you talk about
Wow.
she changes everything, but what do you say to the person that's watching right now? She may be leaning forward. It could be a he, Shay Brown, could be in the building. And they're like, well, wait a minute. She needs to understand, I got a lot going on in my life. How does she prioritize things? Many of them are, they could have children. They might be a husband, might be a wife, might be in a relationship. Many of them have kids, and their kids have schedules. Some of them are dualpreneurs. They work full-time jobs, and they're a full-time entrepreneur. Anybody say, wait a minute, Shay, let her know I'm involved in my community too. I've got a lot going on. So how does someone like Joi, what would she say to me so I can prioritize it? Because here's the question. I make everybody else an important, and sometimes I don't take care of myself. What would you say to that woman or man that's watching right now?
Right. So coming back from a setback that they may have all of those things going on, there still comes a place and point where you have to put yourself first, because we lose ourselves as women, men, trying to please everybody, trying to be big, always busy doing different things. But we have to come to grips with ourselves. Hey, you know what? I really have to stop and put myself first before we lose ourselves. And once you lose yourself, that's when it becomes hard to do it. So that's when She Changes Everything came into the play. You have the ability to change any situation with a made up mind.
They're saying, Chase, this sounds good. She's talking a good talk, but I really didn't read Joy's bio, Shay. I didn't get a chance to look at Joy's website, by the way. So can you slow down for a moment and maybe have Joi take a moment and tell us her backstory, because we like to know that, and what led her to doing what she's doing now. So you know the question, who are you? What's your backstory? I know you, but everyone in the world might not know you.
Right. So let's take a minute to see who Joi is. I am Joi West Phalo, a mother, a wife, a friend, a supporter. I wear many titles. I was a teen mom at the age of 15. So that's where, my life changed. That's where my setback came from. I didn't understand any of what was going on, but I knew a baby was coming into this world. And I knew that I had to do what I had to do to raise my child, meaning graduate from high school and go to college. And at the age of 19, I decided to married, had 3 kids. And then at the age of 23, I divorced. So boom, there was another setback. 23 years old with 3 kids. What do you do? What did I do? I made the best out of that situation. Graduated from college, got a bachelor's degree, met an amazing husband. Derek and I have been married for 10 years now. And that's just life. So life will throw you challenges, but you can't stop. And I love your mission: empower, inspire, encourage. And I back you up 100% because that's what I stand for.
I love it. And, you made it seem so easy when you had this setback at let's say, at 23. and you were adults and you went through a divorce, what was that like from a mindset perspective? I know I've been through 2 divorces, ladies and gentlemen. I'm married now, so no, don't send me the notes. I'm married. I'm not available. But I know I felt like a failure, and I didn't want people to know that I was going through it again. So I'm curious, 2-part question. Number one, what did it feel like when you went through that second divorce, and what was your mindset like to be able to keep going?
So at the age of 23, when I divorced, my main goal was to, I have 3 kids now. I'm 23 and I have to move back home with my parents. So I didn't say that I was a failure because I stayed as long as I could stay. I stayed as long as Joy stayed, because my parents were divorced, so I didn't want my kids to go through that at all. But I stayed as long as I could, and I made the decision, hey, you know what, Joy, it's time for you to do what you have to do for yourself and for your 3 kids. And now I can honestly say that was the best decision at that time. My kids are doing great. And I'm sorry, what was the second part to your question?
My second question was there a mindset? I mean, you went back to live with your parents. I know that's got to be difficult as well. You have 3 mouths to feed, by the way, 6 eyeballs that depended on you. My second part of the question was, do you have any affirmations? Did you tell yourself something to keep going? Where did that fortitude come from?
Wow. So it was just one of those things like I have to do it. I have to do these things for my 3 kids. For one, I'm not trying to stay in my mama house forever. So I made the necessary, you know, I made the necessary changes so that I could get out. And the way that my parents are, my mom is a firm believer. She speaks life over all of her kids. Just believe. And I just believe that I would not be in that situation forever, a single mom with 3 kids. And of course, I was done with me, and I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'm just gonna get myself together. I don't want to. I don't want to date. I don't want to do any of that until I found who I really was. And I'm just thankful that God did send my husband now because he has been absolutely amazing to me and my 3 kids. Truly, God sent.
Shout out to your husband, by the way. What's your husband's name? They want to know. You keep saying
Derek.
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 Okay. Shout
Yeah.
out. Shout out to Derek. You got your shout out. Okay. Okay. I know you happy right now. Big smile on his face. Yeah. Now you've got this whole mantra called "She changes everything." Where did that come from? And who's that mantra for? I mean, I know the she's in front of it, but who specifically are you kind of looking to help these days?
Wow. So when COVID hit, we're all just kind of sitting around. There's nothing to do, but a little to do, look at TV and all that stuff. So I'm thinking, how can I be an inspiration to teen moms? Because, statistically says that within 24 months of a teen mom having that first child, you have another one. And then statistics says that you won't graduate from high school, you won't finish college, you won't do all those. Well, Joy beat all that. So I just know if I could beat it and I got through it with the support of my family, I knew other girls could, but there are also teen moms that don't have the support that I did. So of course, I want to be the support for my teen moms, you know, because it's very hard trying to go to school, trying to contain your mental, and you have a baby running around. You don't have anybody to talk to. Because let's just be honest, people look down on teen moms. They do. Even people in church, they look down. Instead of trying to help, how can we stop the situation, or what is it that we can do to help? So that's where She Changes Everything comes from. And again, She Changes Everything. You have the ability to change literally any situation with a made up mind. And so that is for my my teen moms. Yes.
I love it, by the way. And if you had to give 3 steps, I know there's a lot of steps, so it's a loaded question. You say, you know what? If you're out there right now and you're a teen mom, or you're a parent that is now has a teen that's having a child, and you're a grandparent, or maybe you're an aunt, or maybe you're an uncle, or maybe you just want to give advice to someone that's in that situation because you're a mentor. What are 3 steps that you would mention to that teen mom that is going through the situation now, maybe 3 things that they can do to get back on track, because you were a little different. You were able to finish high school and then go on to college. I mean, it's an incredible story. And someone might be like, I don't want to give up my hope. So what are 3 things that Joi, would tell me that I could do to kind of move forward?
Wow. I absolutely love that question, by the way. That's just like an amazing question. So the first step is, okay, you have to digest it, because it's one of those things. Okay, I just found out I'm pregnant. Okay, you may think that your life is over with, but your life is not over with. Your life may detour a little bit, but it's definitely not over with. And for that teen girl that may find herself in my shoes, afraid, shamed, embarrassed, just know that you will get through this. You can get through this. This is not the end of the world. Just keep looking, keep pushing, and don't let anyone tell you any different. And for that mom that may have found out that their teen daughter is pregnant, um, that teen mom needs your support. She's gonna need you more than ever. The world will scold them enough. We need support from family and friends, anyone that could help. So my biggest thing is digest the situation. Your life isn't over with. And think about Joy and say, you know what? She did it. I can do it too. And I talk more about that in my book of the navigating the teen mom type deal. So yeah,
Now, we're going to tell them right now, where can I get the book? Do you have the book there? Can you show us the book? What's going
I
on there?
do.
You keep mentioning the
This
book. Okay, go ahead. Where can I get the book?
This book is actually on Amazon. I do have a website. My website is www.joywestphalo.com. And like I said, this is the book. At 15, I had my first child. 19, I married, and 23, I divorced. It's literally everything in this book. And it's not just for teen moms, it's for grandmas, aunties, everyone, because you know what? You may need to read the book to see, oh well, let me see my child, my daughter's or my granddaughter. Let me see what she may be thinking, because it talks about me from childhood all the way up. Some of the things that I were what I was doing. You get what I'm saying? So as the young people say, I can put you on game a little bit.
Well,
Yeah.
that's you. You're still the young people, by the way, not me. That you're in that category, by the way. That's a good category to be in, by the way. What do you enjoy most about what you're doing now? You seem to be having fun helping other people really change their life, change their perspective, rekindle their vision, and get the fire to go after the things they want to. What do you enjoy most about what you're doing these days? You seem to be having fun.
I am having fun because I can be myself. One thing about me, I'm 100% honest. I'm going to give it to you whether you like it or not, because honesty is the best. I mean, I can't go around sugarcoating anything, because the world doesn't sugarcoat anything to us. So the best thing for me to do is to be honest. And usually girls connect with honest people. People, they'll connect like, hey, no, you can't do that. Or, you know what? My experiences have taught me so much that I'm able to help other people maneuver some things around. So it's just an amazing feeling being able to help girls set goals and just watching them achieve those goals, because it's the feeling that they get once they achieve their goal. Yes.
And what a good feeling that is, by the way. That's a perfect segue to a segment we have here called Today is My January 1st. Now, for those folks who tune in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you know what we're about to do. In fact, you can go ahead and say those magical words. Today is my January 1st, by the way. And for all the new folks who tune in for the very first time, welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Today is my January 1st. It represents a personal mantra here at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. It represents a fresh start. It represents a do-over. It means our past, no matter how dark and gloomy that past is or how bright and sunny that past is, the past no longer equals the future. So my question for the one and only Joi, what a name on the other side, is when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? And what was another setback that maybe you had in your life that you had to bounce back from, and how were you able to do it?
Wow. Today is my January 1st. New start, new beginnings. And you know one thing? You don't always have to wait to January 1st. But a lot of us do. So, with that being said, there are some things that I want to do that's in the making. My ultimate goal is to travel with my book. That's what I want to do. I want to travel and speak around the world. So that's my January 1st. I've had lots of setbacks, but I didn't let those setbacks stop me, because if I would have, then I wouldn't be the person that I am to do, the person that I am today, and that's to inspire, encourage, and empower teen moms. And not only teen moms, let's take that back, not even teen moms, but teen girls as well, to not make the mistakes that I did, to not travel the path that I did. And so the hopes is when they read that book, they'll say, "Oh, I definitely don't want to do that." Because there's something when you change the whole ball game when you become a teen mom.
Yeah, we want them to get the book, want them to read the book, and on their mind might be right now. But Shay, she finished high school and she went to college. And, she had a little one. And then she had another one and another one. Question: what was it like going to school and at the same time taking care of a family? How were you able to balance that? Because that might be in the book as well, but that's tough. But you,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to the person who's been there and done it.
It's the support system. You have to have a support system. And one of those setbacks was I wanted to be an FBI agent. Like, I wanted to be an FBI agent. And as you can see, that did not happen. But that's one of those things where, although I wanted to be an FBI agent, I didn't let that stop me. So I had to do something that would that will align with my children's schedule, right? So I became a teacher's aide. And I thought that I wanted to become a teacher. I did not want to, but I was doing that because I knew I had 18 years. Each kid, you get what I'm saying? I had to be with them. And I didn't have to worry about daycare. I didn't have to worry about anything because they went to school with me. I was at the elementary school. My kids went with me. So I changed my whole life, my whole career path for my kids.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
that's amazing. If you think about looking back on your life, you've had a lot of mentors along this journey of life. You had a number of folks that supported you when you went through a number of challenges. But if you had to reach back and think of all the books you've read and maybe videos you watched, and you just say, Shay, here's one of the best pieces of advice I've ever been given, what would it be? Now, for those folks that are watching at home, I'll go ahead and frame it for her so she's not on the big screen over here and say, "Oh my gosh, what am I going to say?" We're not asking her to come off the mountain with the 10 Commandments, okay? What we're asking for is, what's in her heart that she wants to share with you. So here's the question: what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given, and why?
Wow. So my mom would always tell me, just believe and don't stop. Whatever there is that your heart desires, you can do it, but you have to believe first, because without belief is nothing. And something that I do want to share, a lot of girls, they're into the social media thing, and you can't believe everything that you see on social media. So it's not true. And that's why I told you earlier, I like to be honest with people, because they sugarcoat things on TV, and it's not. So the biggest piece of advice that I would say is stay true to yourself and believe, and always have hope that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
And when you say sugarcoat things, can you give us examples? What do you mean by that? Just so we can all be on the same page. Now, sugarcoat is probably a lot of things. I'm gonna ask the ladies and
Right.
gentlemen to reach out and grab
Right.
one thing that's sugarcoated on TV. And as you're listening, as you're watching, this could be one of many examples, I'm sure.
Right. So, oh girl, you don't have to worry about it. Things are gonna be really easy. Well, your delivery may not be easy. The other girls may be easy. That's just, oh, your baby gonna be fine. You may have a baby with colic that stay up all night. You know what I mean? And that's what I have to tell people. Everything is different. Your body is different. My body is different. And you just never know until you go through, until you experience it. So that's the best thing that I could say. Because I would be telling the story if I said, "Oh, everything's gonna be a piece of cake," you know. No.
And they're all looking, they're all nosy. They're saying, "Man, Shay, I see some words on her shirt. There are those words of encouragement, or is that something she tell?" We're just all nosy. Maybe it's no big deal. We see like fluent or something going on there. Again,
You understand?
they're just nosy. What's on your shirt, if you don't mind? If maybe you want to share it.
Yes. So it says influencer, author Joi Phalo.
Ah, and influencer means different things to different people. When you have the word influencer on your chest, what does that mean for someone that's watching right now? Why is it so important? Because one thing I admire about you is you're not a braggadocious person, but influencer means a lot of things. It means here's someone for those folks that watch that could shift your life. Doesn't matter what
Right.
age you are. You adopt any of these principles and your life could change as a result of this conversation. But anyway, influencer, what does it mean and why is it so important to you right now?
To me, with my situation and everything that I have gone through, and basically the object of reading the book, that you would be influenced by some positive thing that I have, although there's a lot of bad things in there, it concludes with a lot of happy, great things. But you will be influenced by something that I've said or something that I've done. So that's what my definition of influencer is, just being a great example for someone.
You know what I admire most about it, thanks for sharing, is you're so authentic, you're so transparent, and you're sharing with us this, so we certainly appreciate it. What other books have you written? Are there any other books in the back of your mind you're gonna be writing? You already
Yes.
shared one. We're nosy. And maybe she can't tell, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking for an exclusive, so I don't know. She might be working on one, she might not be. She said I can ask any question I want, so why not ask?
Yes, I actually have three more right here. So she changes everything is a journal, right? One thing about journaling is really good for your mental. It's good because my mom, a little backstory, she was an elementary school counselor, and she always told me, Joy, everyone has a best friend. So I was thinking, okay, she said, so you may want to start journaling your thoughts or your feelings. That way things won't get out. And long as you put it in this journal, the journal can't talk. It better not, anyways. And then I have an affirmation book. She changes everything affirmations. Again, I believe waking up every morning, starting your morning off positive. So it's 31 days of positive affirmation. And
Oh
my
no, don't, you can't
leg
put the book up. You
up.
can't just leave us hanging. We want to know what's, ladies and gentlemen, you have to get the book. She's gonna tell you how to get that in a minute. But what's one or two of your favorite now I should say this. What's one or two affirmations in the book? Like if you opened up and say, you know what, here's one or two of my favorite affirmations. What would you share with us as the audience? We're on our seats right
Yes.
now.
So my absolutely favorite one is as soon as you open it, it says my name is. And then it says this affirmation book will help me gain control of my self-esteem and confidence. I will know my worth and no one will ever be able to tell me anything different. So you're supposed to Google your name in here. And whatever your name means, you'll Google whatever your name means, or whatever, someone, your mama may have named you whatever name she named you for a reason, because usually our names have meaning, right? And you would write that. And then another one that is my absolute favorite is today will be a great day. And you list three reasons why today will be a great day. Sometimes you have to wake up, today will be a great day because it's beautiful outside, because I woke up, those type of things. But it's an interactive affirmation book. So it's the affirmation, and then you have to write.
I love it. I'm glad you mentioned it. I'm glad you kind of shared that, because sometimes people think, at least I did. I'm a journalist as well, and I love doing it. Excuse me, I love doing it. In the beginning, I was thankful for these big things, but I look back over my journal and I go back into three things, and some days I wrote down I was thankful that my son called. I mean, I have adult sons, and when they call, it's like, whoa, they call for no reason. They didn't need any money. They just
Right.
call, and so you try to take that for moments of gratitude. So thanks for sharing. I think that's one of those ones that's often overlooked. Sometimes people forget, but yet at the end of the day, I think it's one of the most critical things they can do. So thanks for sharing. What do you do for fun? We're not out saving the world, help people change things and become better. Like, what do you do in your spare time these days besides writing
Before I
books?
answer that question, I have one more.
Oh, yes. Tell us.
So this is She Changes Everything, the workbook. This is for my teen girls that are not pregnant, that are, they're 11 and 12. We'll go up to even 16 because I usually do ages 11 to 16. But this book talks about like what is self-discipline, what is self-esteem, healthy decision making, and those type of deals in this book. So I'm passionate about helping those girls that are not teen moms. There's that age where if you can get to them young and instill into them young, then you can prayerfully change and get into that mindset.
I like
Yes.
that. I like that. I think that's so important. And for those that go down the one path, you're there for them as well. I love it how you have this two-pronged approach. So the question I was asking as you were sharing your third book is, what do you do for fun when you're not out writing books and talking to teen moms and talking to teenagers in general, helping them have a better life?
Right. So my daughter is in the 11th grade and she is a cheerleader. So I'm mostly spending my time with her at sporting events, either at a football game or a basketball game. But other than that, I love the beach. I love the water. I love to just sit by the beach and relax. And I love to travel. So on my birthdays are big for me. So I'm usually on some type of vacation for my birthday.
Ah,
Yes.
sounds nice. What's one of the favorite places you like to travel? Ladies, I'm done after this. I'm just curious. She likes to travel. I know you gotta be curious too. What's one place you like to travel to?
I love to take a cruise. Everything is on that cruise ship that you need. So I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about anything. So cruising is usually my favorite. Yes. I actually have one planned soon. So
Oh, okay.
yes.
I love it. I've been on a cruise in a while, but I love it because I can just get off the cruise and go out to that day and then come back. So I love it as
Right.
well. So
Yes.
some cool stuff. Well, as we come down the home stretch, a two-part question. Number one, what type of clients is your firm looking to work with these days, if any? And number two, how can people best connect with you? If they want to stay in this conversation over and beyond today, where should they go?
Right. So I would absolutely love to work with organizations with teen girls, whether there's at a school, there's nonprofits, church groups, that will allow me to give it to them real. Those are the kind of conversations that and spaces that I like to be in. I often hold workshops myself, but yeah, I love to be in the presence of girls. Those girls are my passion.
Love it. And
And of course,
where can people connect with you at? Is there a
yes.
website, a place they
So
should go?
I do have a website, and it's my full name, Joi West Phalo. www.joywestphalo.com.
Well, let me say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I appreciate it. And I can't wait to connect with you again. And shout out to Josiah, who actually is a great collaborator who connected us.
Yes, thank you. And thanks everyone for watching.
And thank you. Thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for allowing us to be in your home right now. We may be on your iPad. We may be on your smart device, your phone. We might be playing on your TV screen. That's pretty cool, by the way. So we appreciate it because without you there is no show. So thank you so much. And I never get tired of reminding you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that you are someone that's really special. You're someone that's unique. You're here for a purpose and for a reason. And I know that sounds hokey dokey and fluffy, but there's no hyperbole there. It really isn't. It really is the truth. And that no matter what's going on in your life right now, whether you're doing really, really well, some of you are just going to that next level, or life has hit you with the punch you never saw coming. One thing I know to be true is that today is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason alone, I believe your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name hasn't changed. It's still Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Thanks a lot, Joi. I appreciate it. We out here, everybody. Peace until next time. Bye-bye.